Jones loves Handsome Warren. Written by Barbara Park. Illustrated by Denise Brunkus. Chapter 1, Handsome Warren. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice. Except I don't like Beatrice, and I just like B, and that's all. I'm in kindergarten. My room is named Room 9. I have two bestest friends at that place. One of them is named Lucille, and she is way beautifuler than me. That's because her nonna buys her fancy dresses, plus also she has lacy socks with ribbons on them. My other friend is named Grace. Me and that Grace ride the bus together, and she has my favorite kind of hair. It's called automatically curly. Also, she has pink high tops and fast feet. That Grace is the fastest runner in all of kindergarten. She wins me at all of our races. I'm a good sport about it, except sometimes I call her the name of Cheater Pants. Me and that Grace and Lucille play horses together before school. Horses is when you gallop and snort and trot. I am Brownie, Lucille is Blackie, and Grace is Yellowy. Only today me and Grace couldn't find Lucille anywhere. We looked all over the place for her. Darn it, I said. Now we can't play horses that good, because 2 horses isn't as fun as 3 horses. Maybe she's late, said that Grace. Or maybe something else went wrong at her house. I tapped on my chin, very thinking. Yes, I said. Maybe her grandpa brought a parrot to her house, and Lucille was getting dressed for school, and then a parrot flew in her room, and she got all tangled up in her hair, and then her grandpa had to call 911, and he cut the parrot out of her hair with scissors, only it left a teeny bald spot. But guess what? If you wear a big bow, nobody can even tell the difference. That Grace looked curious at my big bow. I did a gulp. Yeah, only pretend you didn't hear that, I said very soft. After that, me and that Grace looked for Lucille somewhere, and guess what? I spotted her, that's what. Hey, Grace, I see her. I see Lucille. I see her. She's running past the water fountain. That Grace spotted her, too. Hey, somebody's chasing her, Junie B, she yelled. Who is that boy? Who is that boy chasing Lucille? I squinted my eyes very harder. It's an evil stranger boy. Grace, I shouted back. An evil stranger boy is chasing Lucille, and so now you and me have to save her. I waved my arm in a fast circle. Come on, Yellowy, let's go save Lucille. And then me and that Grace springed into action. We galloped our fastest after that stranger. That Grace caught up to him, speedy quick. She shooed her arms all around. Go away, boy, go away, boy. Go away and leave Lucille alone, she shouted. Yes, I yelled. Leave Lucille alone or I'll tell the principal on you, because me and him are personal friends, and he will pound your head. After that, me and that Grace kept shooing our arms until he ran away. Then we did a high five. Hooray, we shouted. Hooray, hooray, we saved Lucille from the evil stranger boy. All of a sudden, Lucille came stomping at us, very angry. Why did you do that? She hollered. Why did you chase that boy away? Now you've ruined everything. Me and that Grace looked surprised at her. But we thought you wanted us to do that, said that Grace. We saved you from the evil stranger boy, I explained, very proud. Lucille did a mad breath. He's not an evil stranger boy, Junie B. He's a new kid in room 8, and his name is Warren, and he's the most handsomest boy I ever saw. He's even been in a TV commercial before. Me and that Grace raised up our eyebrows. He has? Said that Grace. He's been in a TV commercial before? I said. That Grace stood on her tippy toes. Where did he go? I didn't even get a good look at him, she said. Me too, I said. I didn't get a good look at him too. How handsome is he, Lucille? Is he handsome like a movie star? Just then that Grace jumped up and down very excited. There he is, there he is, there he is over there underneath the tree. See him, Junie B? See him? I squinted my hardest at that guy. Then my eyes practically popped out of my head, because he was handsome like a movie star, that's why. Wowie, wow, what a chunk, I said. I would like him for my new boyfriend, I think. Lucille made angry eyes at me. No, she hollered. Don't say that, Junie B. He can't be your boyfriend. He can only be my boyfriend, because I saw him first. I thought it over very carefully. Yeah, only there's a problem, Lucille, I said. Me and Grace didn't actually get a crack at him yet. Yeah, said that Grace. We definitely need a crack at him. And so now you have to introduce us. Lucille stamped her foot. No, she yelled. No, 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 because you guys will steal him away from me, and that's not even fair. Plus, Junie B already has a boyfriend. Remember, Junie B? You already have Ricardo, remember? I did another peek at that handsome Warren. Yeah, only I think I may be ready to move on, I said very quiet. And that Lucille's face got boiling mad, and she stomped away from us, speedy, quick. Only me and Grace didn't even care. We just kept peeking and peeking at that handsome boy, 'cause he was beauty to our eyes. Chapter 2, Pigs. Lucille sits next to me in room 9. I kept on being nice to her, 'cause I wanted to meet that handsome boy, of course. Want to be friends again, Lucille? Huh? Want to be friends like we used to be? That would be nice of us, don't you think? No, said Lucille. You only want to be friends with me so you can steal my new boyfriend. I did a big breath at her. Yeah, only how can I even steal him? Lucille, I asked. 'Cause you're way beautifuler than me. Remember that? Remember how beautiful you are than me? Lucille remembered and fluffed herself. Then she showed me her new lacy socks. $8.50, not including tax, she said. I bugged my eyes out at them. Wowie, wow, wow. Those are some fancy feet you have there, madam, I said. After that, I showed Lucille my socks, too. See, Lucille? See mine? They're very saggy and droopy, and that's because last night me and my dog Tickle played tug of war with these things, and he got all drooly on them. Lucille made an ew face. Ew, she said. I know they're you, I said back. That's why I've been trying to tell you, Lucille. I'm a big pig, so how can I steal your boyfriend? Just then, Lucille looked nicer at me. I scooted my chair closer to her. Now we are friends again, right, Lucille? Right? I said. And so now you can introduce me to that handsome Warren. 'Cause I won't even steal that guy. Lucille fluffed herself some more. I don't know. I'll think about it, she said. I clapped my hands real thrilled, and then I quick stood up on my chair. Grace, hey, Grace, I hollered. Lucille said she'll think about it. Just then I heard a different voice. Junie B. Jones, what are you doing? It was my teacher. Her name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs., and that's all. I smiled, kind of nervous. I'm trying to get a message to Grace, I said very soft. Mrs. hurried up to my table. Never, ever stand up on your chair, Junie B., she said. You could fall off and break something. Yeah, shouted that meanie boy named Jim. She could break the floor with her hard head. I made a fist at that kid. Plus, also, I could break your whole entire bean brain, I hollered back. Mrs. popped me back in my seat. That's enough, she grouched. I mean it, Junie B. Not one more word. After that, I stayed in my chair, very good, and did my work. I did my spelling and my arithmetic and also my printing. Also, I drew a sausage patty on my arm. Only it wasn't even an assignment. That is called working on your own. Pretty soon, Mrs. clapped her loud hands together. Okay, everyone, it is almost time for recess. Pass your papers and line up at the door. Mrs. looked at me. And please, let's be ladies and gentlemen about it. Ladies and gentlemen means no trampling thy neighbor. It's one of the 10 Commandments, I think. Me and Lucille held hands. Now you're going to introduce me, right, Lucille? Now I'm going to meet that handsome boy. Just then Grace runned up behind us. I was happy to see her. Grace, guess what? Lucille's going to introduce us to handsome Warren. Why, you and me are big pigs, that's why. That Grace looked upset at me. I'm not a big pig, she said. I quick whispered in her ear. Yeah, only we're not really big pigs, Grace. We just have to say that we're big pigs, or Lucille will think we'll steal her boyfriend, get it? And that Grace got it. Yeah, I'm a giant stink hog, she said to Lucille. And so after that, all of us skipped to the swing set very happy. We sat down and waited for room 8 to come out. We waited a real long time. Then all of a sudden, room 8 doors opened, and that handsome Warren came out there. Lucille ran to him and grabbed his hand. She pulled him to the swings to meet us. That is Grace, and that is Junie B. Jones, she said to handsome Warren. He waved very cute and friendly. I quick hid behind my hands, 'cause all of a sudden I felt shy of that guy. I peeked through my fingers. Peekaboo, I see you, I said. And I laughed and I laughed. Because I'm a laugh a minute, that's why. And I kept on laughing at that funny joke. Only too bad for me, 'cause after a while I couldn't even stop and I was out of control, I think. I held at my sides and I fell to the ground and rolled and laughed and rolled all around the grass. Handsome Warren looked nervous at me. He backed up. What a nutball, he said very soft. Then he turned around and walked away, and Lucille and Grace walked with him. Chapter 3. Not a nutball. Mrs. blew her whistle. That means come inside from recess. Lucille and that Grace ran to get me, 'cause I was still in the grass, that's why. Lucille was happy and sparkly. Didn't you love him, Junie B? Wasn't he so handsome? He was even handsomer up close, don't you think? He was nice, too, wasn't he? He was nice. That Grace was happy and sparkly, too. He said he liked my high tops, she told me. He said he liked my dress, said Lucille. He said I was a nutball, I said. Lucille twirled around. Not me, she said. He didn't say I was a nutball because he loves me. That Grace jumped high in the chair. Me too, he loves me too, she said, all real squealy. Just then Lucille stopped twirling and crossed her arms. No, Grace, she said. He does not love you too. He only loves me, 'cause I saw him first, and you're not allowed to steal him away, remember? That Grace crossed her arms too. I'm not stealing him away, Lucille. He just automatically loves me on his own, and there's nothing you can do about it, she said. I tugged on Lucille's dress. How come he said I was a nutball? Do you think? Why did he have to say that dumb thing? Lucille didn't pay attention to me. She kept on being mad at Grace. I knew it, she grouched. I knew this was going to happen, Grace. You're trying to steal my boyfriend. Junie B said you wouldn't, but you are. She looked down at me. Tell her, Junie B. Tell that Grace she can't steal my boyfriend. I looked curious at her. I am not a nutball, am I? Am I a nutball? I said. I am not a nutball. Just then, that Grace leaned close to Lucille's nose. I can love anybody I want to, Lucille, she hollered in her face. No, you cannot, Grace. Yes, I can too, Lucille. I tapped both their ankles. How many think I'm a nutball? Raise your hand, I said. Just then, Mrs. blew her whistle again, and so I stood up from the grass and walked to room 9, all by myself, because I couldn't stop thinking about being a nutball, that's why. I thought about it the whole rest of the day. I didn't even talk it, not at show and tell, not at snack time, not even when I got on the bus to ride home. That Grace sat down next to me. She was happy and sparkly again. I know he loves me better than Lucille, she said. I'm positive he does. And he hasn't even seen how fast I can run yet. She poked me with her finger. Who do you think he likes better, me or Lucille? And tell the truth, she said. I still didn't talk. That Grace jiggled me. How come you're not talking, Junie B? She asked. How come you're not answering me? Are you sick? Do you have a sore throat? Just then her eyes opened real wide and her whole mouth came open. Oh, I know why you're not talking. It's because you're upset, right? You're upset that you're a nutball. I spinned around at her very quick. I am not a nutball, Grace. I am a very normal, regular girl. And I don't even know what that boy had to call me that. why that boy had to call me that. I do, she said. I know why he called you that. It's because you couldn't stop laughing and you fell in the grass and you rolled around down there. I stared at her. Yeah, so? I said. So that's how nutballs act, said that Grace. And I should know, 'cause I have a nutball right in my own personal family. I raised my eyebrows up. You do? She said. I said. Yes, she said. My 2-year-old brother Jeffy is a nutball. Every time we go to the mall, we have to put him on a leash or else he tackles people and then he hides in the clothes and the security has to come. She looked at me very suspicious. Did you ever do that, Junie B. Jones? Did you ever have to tackle people? Did you ever tackle people and hide in the clothes that the security had to come? I quick looked away from her, 'cause that is my own personal beeswax. Jeffy's not allowed to eat cereal anymore either, said that Grace. My mother thinks the sugar gets him all jazzed up. She raised her eyebrows, very curious. Do you eat cereal for breakfast? Do you? She asked. I looked away, 'cause guess what? More of my own personal beeswax, that's what. Chapter 4, Fibers. It was the next morning. I gave Tickle my sugar cereal. I gave him my Sweetie Puffs and my Crackleberries and my Happy Smacky Flakes. He loved eating that stuff very much. And then he runned in the living room and he throwed up all on the rug. Mother screamed real loud, and that's how come I hid it under the sink. But she and Daddy found me there. They did not handle themselves professionally. Why, Junie B., why would you do such a thing? Shouted Daddy very loud. Do we have to watch you every minute? Shouted Mother very loud. And then my grandma, Helen Miller, walked into the door. Grandma Miller, I love you, I shouted. And then I run through her speedy fast, and I hide it in her coat till Mother and Daddy left for work. After that, my grandma let me pick a new cereal to eat. I picked up a grown-up kind. It was the kind with the fibers in it. This kind is good for me, right, Grandma? This kind won't make even jazzy me up. Then I put the delicious stuff in my mouth, and I chewed and chewed and chewed, only it didn't actually grind up that good. I chewed on it a whole entire morning. It was still chewing when Grace got on my school bus. She ran to me very excited. Look, Junie B., look what my mother bought me. And she said, and she held up her foot. New running shoes, she said. See them? See the lightning stripes on the sides? And so that means I can run as fast as lightning. And now Warren will love me the best for sure. I pointed at my mouth. Yeah, only I can't actually discuss this right now because I'm chewing fibers here, I said. I opened up to show her. See them in there? They're stuck in my teeth, I think. After that, I poked around with my fingernail and sucked them out. I smacked my lips together. Good news! I think I'm done, I said. That Grace tried to show me her shoes again. Yeah, only sorry, Grace, but I still can't talk yet because I still have to do something important. And I leaned back in my seat and I closed my eyes. And I didn't move for lots of seconds. Then all of a sudden I clapped my hands together, very joyful. Did you see me, Grace? Did you see me how calm I was just then? That's because I don't have sugar in me today, and I can sit still. Very excellent. I hugged her real tight. It worked, Grace. The fiber cereal worked, and now I'm not a nutball anymore, and so handsome Warren will love me like he loves you. That Grace did not look happy. She bended down and dusted her new shoes. I bended down there with her, too. How come you're not happy, Grace? How come you're not happy that he will love me, too? I asked, and she did a huffy breath. You're breathing on your shoes, she said. Don't breathe on the shoes. Just then, the bus stopped at school. I looked out the window and I clapped my hands real thrilled. Grace, I see handsome Worm, and he's at the water fountain, and Lucille isn't even there yet. All of a sudden, Grace's face got very perky. She zoomed off the bus like a speedy bullet, and she ran to that handsome Warren, zippity quick. I could hear her shouting all over the playground. Look, Warren, look at my new shoes. They have lightning on the sides, see? She was running in circles around that handsome guy. Want to have a race? She asked him. Want to see how fast I am? Bet you can't beat me, Warren. Bet you can't beat me in a race. And so just then, handsome Warren and that Grace raced all over the playground, and he couldn't even beat her. He came back very pooped. Wow, he said. You're the fastest runner I ever saw. Maybe someday you'll be in the Olympics. I will, Warren, said that Grace. I will be in the Olympics someday. Want to race me again, huh? Do you? Just then Lucille popped in out of nowhere, and she had the beautifulest dress on I ever saw, and she spinned all around. Ooh, Lucille, you look like a royal highness in a thing, I said. I know it, she said. This is the kind of dress that princesses wear. It is made out of rich red velvet. She twirled in front of handsome Warren. This dress costed over $150, not including tax, she said. All of a sudden, handsome Warren's eyes got real big and wide. Wow, you must be the richest girl in the whole school, he said. Lucille fluffed her hair. I am the richest girl in the whole school, Warren. Guess how much my shoes cost. Just guess, okay? Just then I jumped right in front of that guy's face. Hello, how are you today? I said, very pleasant. I am fine and calm. He backed up from me. Yeah, only you don't even have to be afraid, I said, 'cause I ate fibers for breakfast, and so I'm calm. I could go to sleep probably. Want to see me, huh? Warren, want to see me sleep? I plopped down on the grass and, look, Warren, see me down here? I am not even laughing and rolling. I am just being calm, and that is all. I put my head on the ground. Watch me go to sleep, Warren. Watch me. I closed my eyes and opened them again. Did you see that, Warren? Huh? Did you? Did you see me go to sleep? See, I told you I was calm. Didn't I? Huh? Didn't I tell you? Handsome Warren looked at me. And he did the cuckoo sign, and he walked away to the swings, and Lucille and Grace walked with him. Chapter 5. Hooray for Princess Clothes. The night at dinner, a great idea came into my head. It came during my macaroni. Hey, I just thought of it, I shouted. I just thought of how to get that handsome guy to love me. I stuffed more macaroni. Hurry, everybody, eat. We gotta get to the mall before it closes. And then 2 macaronis fell out of my mouth onto the floor, and my dog Tickle ate them. Daddy made a face. Hey, slow down. What's the hurry? We gotta get to the mall. That's what's the hurry. We have to buy me a princess dress. Plus, also, I need some shoes with lightning. Mother and Daddy looked at me funny. That's how come I had to explain about handsome Warren and how he loved Lucille's dress and he loved Grace's shoes. And so now I will get a princess dress and plus also lightning shoes with lightning, and then Warren will love me too. I wiped my mouth with my hand, then I quick jumped down from my chair. Excuse me, please. Excuse me from the table. I'm all filled up. I run down the hall and zoomed into the nursery. The nursery is where my brother Ollie lives. You guys do the dishes, I hollered to Mother and Daddy. I'll put on Ollie's sweater on his head, 'cause that will save us time, I think. I quick climbed into Ollie's crib, and then I tried to pull that baby sweater on him, only his giant head didn't fit inside the hole, and he waked up from his nap. Then he started to cry very loud. I heard loud feet running down the hall. Junie P. Jones, what do you think you're doing? Yelled the angry voice. It was Mother. She runned into the room and picked up baby Ollie. She patted his giant head. That's quite a melon he has there, I said, very quiet. Baby Ollie kept on crying. Want me to get a leash? I asked Mother. Let's put him on a leash, okay? 'Cause he's all jazzied up, I think. And so how will we even control him at the mall? Mother rolled her eyes way back in her head. We're not going to the mall, Junie B. We're not going anywhere. I stamped my foot. Yes, we have to. We have to go to the mall to get my princess dress and my shoes and lightning, or else that boy will not love me, I tell you. Mother closed her eyes. She did some deep breaths. Her voice got softer. Okay, I want you to listen to me, and I want you to listen carefully, she said. You don't make friends by wearing new clothes or shoes with lightning. You make new friends by being fun to be with and by being nice to people and caring about their feelings. She lifted me up out of the crib. And honesty is important too, Junie B. She said, you have to be honest with people, and that means that you can't pretend to be someone you're not. She smoothed my hair. You're not Lucille, Junie B., and you're not Grace either. You're just you. You're just Junie B. Jones. And believe me, that's a big enough job for anyone. I did a sniffle. I also did a snort and a swallow. Yeah, only I know I am Junie B. Jones, I said. I just want to be Junie B. Jones in a princess dress. I put my head on her shoulder. Didn't you ever want a princess dress when you were a little girl? I asked. Huh, Mother, didn't you? Mother didn't answer. She was thinking it over, probably. Just then I looked over her shoulder and I saw a new toy on Baby Ollie's shelf. Hey, what's that, Mother? What's that on that shelf there? Is that a new teddy bear I see? I run and looked at that guy. Looked that guy down. Look, Mother. Look at what this teddy bear is wearing. It is a ribbon made out of rich red velvet, and that's exactly the kind of dress that I've been looking for. I took the bow off the teddy bear and held it next to my hair. How do I look? Huh, Mother? Do I look like a beautiful princess? Do I look gorgeous? Huh? Do I? Just then I felt happy and sparkly inside. I quick kissed Mother and zoomed out of the room because maybe there was more princess clothes right in my very own house. Chapter 6, Speechless. The next day that Grace saw me on the bus, her mouth came to all the way open. I smiled very gorgeous. I know why you're looking at me like that, Grace, I said. Mother said when people saw me, they would be speechless. I fluffed my hair. Speechless is when your mouth can't speech, I explained, and that Grace pointed at my neck. What is that? Is that a dog collar you're wearing? I laughed and laughed. You silly head, I said. Don't you know anything? This is a lovely collar of jewels. It is the kind of jewels that only princesses wear. Only I didn't even know what we had this gorgeous thing. I found it where Mother keeps the dog food. Only I don't actually know why it got put there. I held in my arms. And did you notice these, Grace? Did you notice my long white princess gloves? They are the kind of gloves that Cinderella wears, and Cinderella is a real actual princess. Plus also, she does floors. I pointed at my head. And what about this golden crown I'm wearing? It is from the real actual Dairy Queen. Plus, I also have a red velvet bow on and my sneakers. And Mother even drew lightnings on their sides, just like yours. I swirled around. Just wait till that handsome Warren gets a load of me now. Right, Grace? Now, that guy will have to love me, because who wouldn't? Grace slumped down in her seat. She didn't talk the whole rest of the way to school. And guess what else? When the bus got to school, she didn't even wait for me. She ran right straight to Warren without me. I tried to race her, but my collar of jewels scratched my neck, plus also my golden crown fell off my head. Handsome Warren was sitting on the ground. His face was hiding in his knees. I pushed my way in front of Lucille and Grace, and then I tapped him on the head. Hello, how are you today? I am wearing princess clothes, I told him. Handsome Warren didn't look up. I tapped on his head again. Yeah, I actually think you should get a load of me because Grandma Miller says I am quite a sight, I said. Lucille rolled her eyes. It won't do you any good to talk to him, Junie B., she said. He's not talking to anyone, not even me, said that Grace. I squatted down next to that guy and stared real hard. How come you're not talking, huh, Warren? Does the cat have your tongue? I waited very patient. Then I leaned in closer to his ear. I said, does the cat have your tongue, Warren? All of a sudden, that handsome Warren raised his head up. Go away, all of you. Go away and leave me alone. I stayed squatted a real long time. Then I stood up very quiet, and I looked at that Grace and Lucille. Good news, I said. He talked. And after that, all of us kept standing there. 'Cause we didn't actually know how to handle the situation, that's why. Lucille did a huffy breath at him. You're not being nice, Warren. You used to be nice, and now you're not. And so I don't even want to be your friend today. Me either, said that Grace. I don't want to be your friend either. Then both of those guys held hands and stomped away from there very furious. Handsome Warren raised up one eyeball to see if they were gone. I quick bended down and looked into it. Hello, how are you today? I said. I'm wearing princess clothes. Handsome Warren did a groan. Then he closed his eyeball, and he hid his face again. Chapter 7, Knock Knock. I sat down next to Handsome Warren. Guess what? I'm not even going to bother you, I said. I'm just going to sit here and mind my own beeswax, and that's all. I thought a little bit. Plus, here's another good thing. You don't even have to look at my princess clothes if you don't want to, because clothes is not how I make friends, I said. Handsome Warren didn't move. I looked at his head. Guess what? There's something in your hair, I told him. I looked harder at that thing. I think it's a teeny green leaf, or else maybe a piece of Kleenex, I said. He still didn't move. Want me to brush it off for you? I asked. 'Cause that would not be any trouble, and I would be happy to do it. I waited very patient for him to answer. Then I tapped on him some more. Yeah, only I really think you should do something, I said. 'Cause what if somebody blowed their nose on a teeny Kleenex and then it flied in the wind and it got stuck in your hair? Did you ever think of that, huh? 'Cause that would not be pleasant. He didn't answer. Whoever wants me to get the Kleenex out of his hair, raise your hand, I said. All of a sudden, Handsome Warren uncovered his angry face. I thought you weren't going to talk, he hollered. I thought you were going to mind your own personal beeswax. I smiled very cute. Yeah, only I am minding my own personal beeswax, Warren, I said. I just needed to tell you that there's a teeny Kleenex, and so now I'm all done talking, period, the end. Handsome Warren rolled his eyes way up to the sky, and then he covered up his arms again. I waited some more. Okay, here's the problem, I said. The teeny Kleenex is still there, and so how would you like me to handle this? Handsome Warren put his hands over his ears. Stop it, he yelled. Stop talking to me. Why are you sitting here anyway? Why don't you just go with your stupid friends and leave me alone? 'Cause I'm being nice, that's why, I said. Plus, also, I am understanding your feelings on account of Mother said that that's how I make friends. Handsome Warren did a grouchy face. I'm not your friend, he said. I don't have any friends at this school. All my friends were at the other school. But then my dad made me move here, and now nothing is the same. I hate this place. I hate it. I hate it. Then he quick hid his head in his knees again, and then he started to cry. He tried to be quiet, only I could still hear him sniffling in there. It made me feel sad inside. I patted him very gentle. Sorry, Warren. Sorry you feel bad. Sorry. I said real soft. Just then a good idea popped into my head. Hey, I know. Maybe I can get you a Band-Aid. Would you like that, Warren? 'Cause sometimes Band-Aids make things better. Or else, here's Mother's good idea. Maybe I could tickle you, 'cause tickling makes people laugh, right? And so I could maybe be glad to give it a try. I jiggled him. Want to try my golden crown, Warren? Huh? Want to? 'Cause a golden crown makes you feel like $1,000,000. I took it off and gave it to him. He didn't take it. I put my golden crown on the ground, and then I took off my princess collar and my Cinderella gloves, and I put them on the ground too. After that, I sat very still and listened to Warren being sad. Finally, I did a sigh, and I tried my very last idea. Knock, knock, I said. Handsome Warren didn't answer. Knock, knock, I said a little bit louder. Then I kept on saying knock, knock until that guy got sick of it. Oh, all right. Who's there? He grouched. Hatch, I said. Hatchoo, said Handsome Warren. Ha ha, made you sneeze. Get it, Warren? Get it? You said hachoo. Get it? Knock, knock, I said again. Handsome Warren peeked one eye at me. Who's there? He said. Ash, I said. Ashoo, said Warren. Ha, I did it again, Warren. I made you sneeze again. You said ashoo, and so that's another good one, right? Handsome Warren raised his head up. His face didn't look as mad. Knock, knock, I said. Who's there? Said Handsome Warren. Cook, cook, cuckoo, said that guy. He said. And I made a fist at that guy. Hey, are you calling me cuckoo, mister? I said. Just then Handsome Warren did a teeny smile. And he waited for a second, and then he smiled some more. Knock, knock, he said. Who's there? Icy, I said. Wait, knock, knock, who's there? Icy, said Handsome Warren. Icy who? I see London, I see France, I see Lucille's underpants, he said. I clapped and clapped. Me too, Warren, I saw those things. Too, because that's crazy. Kook is always twirling around in those bouncy dresses, that's why. All of a sudden, my whole face lighted up. Knock, knock. Who's there? Said Handsome Warren. Irish. Irish who? Irish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener, I sang real loud. And then Handsome Warren started laughing real hard, and we holded our sides, and we rolled all around the ground. You're a nutball, said Handsome Warren. You're a nutball too, I said back. We're both nutballs, he said. And so after that, me and that nutball Warren rolled and laughed all around the grass till the bell rang. 'Cause that's what nutballs do, of course. Plus, also, me and him were brand new friends, I think. And that is called Happily Ever After.